Hello and welcome. Today, we're exploring a fantastic explainer on Unit 6 of our Oxford Word Skills material, focusing entirely on the fascinating words we use to describe people. We're going to master these character traits together. Here's our roadmap for today. First, a welcome to Unit 6. Second, our character vocabulary breakdown. Third, a guided exercise walkthrough. And finally, reflection and next steps.
Section 1. Welcome to Unit 6, Character Traits.
Let's start by putting a spotlight on three common words: crazy, mad, and stupid. I want you to listen closely. Crazy, crazy. Mad, mad. Now, both of these informally mean not sensible or practical. But here is the nuanced beauty of the English language. They aren't always negative. Sometimes a mad idea is just someone wanting to let go and enjoy life. On the other hand, listen to this word: stupid. Stupid. Unlike the others, stupid is always negative. It's a harsh word, and it's really important to feel that distinction.
Section 2. Character vocabulary breakdown, building your glossary.
For this glossary breakdown, I'll pronounce each word twice. I invite you to listen closely to the rhythm of the syllables and softly repeat them after me. Our first word is ambitious. Ambitious. This means having a very strong desire to do well or be successful. The opposite is unambitious. For example, you might say, "She's a highly ambitious student who studies every single evening." You being here today actually shows that you are quite ambitious about your English. Moving from ambition, we find the wonderful trait of being self-confident. Self-confident. This means feeling truly sure about your own ability. The opposite of this is insecure. For context, imagine a speaker stepping onto a stage without any fear. You could easily say, "He was very self-confident during his presentation." Now let's consider the word generous. Generous. This is a beautiful word that describes someone who gives freely of their money or time, just happy to help, more than is usual. The complete opposite? Mean. For example, it was incredibly generous of her to volunteer her entire weekend to help us. Our next trait is one we all need from time to time: patient. Patient. This simply means staying calm, especially when you have to wait. The opposite is impatient, someone who is just unable to sit calmly. Think of a teacher guiding a struggling student for the 5th time. The professor was incredibly patient as the student finally grasped the concept. Moving on, let's explore a trait that tends to push people away. Arrogant. Arrogant. This describes someone who thinks they are vastly better than other people. The positive opposite here is modest. For example, despite his incredible success, he remained modest and never sounded arrogant. Next up is hard-working. Hard-working. This means you are able to work with effort and for a long period of time. The opposite, of course, is lazy. A relatable academic example would be the hardworking researcher spent months analyzing the data in the laboratory. Let's group our remaining traits. Think about how these words interact in our daily lives. Some dictate how we handle conflict. Aggressive. Aggressive. This means likely to fight or argue. Versus tolerant. Tolerant, meaning you're able to accept ideas you don't actually agree with. Other words capture our daily mood. Cheerful, cheerful, feeling happy. Or easygoing, easygoing, relaxed and unbothered by what other people do. Finally, we have honest, honest, always telling the truth. And dull, dull, which simply means boring. Now, it's totally fascinating how English transforms an adjective into a noun. Listen to the music of these changes. Ambitious becomes ambition. Generous becomes generosity. Patient stretches into patience. Arrogant shifts to arrogance. Aggressive transforms into aggression. Honest becomes honesty. Tolerant shifts to tolerance. And energetic, which is the ability to be very active without getting tired, well, that gives us the beautiful noun energy.
To wrap up our glossary, we're going to look at two multi-word phrases. First, to see somebody as something. This simply means to imagine or think of someone in a particular way. For instance, I see her as a great leader. Second, sense of humor. This is the wonderful ability to laugh at things and see when something is funny. For example, he has a fantastic sense of humor and always makes me smile.
Section 3, Guided Exercise Walkthrough, Practice Time. You've absorbed so much excellent vocabulary today, and now we're going to apply it. Please pause the audio right now, complete the exercises on your own first, and then press play when you are ready to check your answers. I'll be right here waiting for you. Welcome back. I really hope you found that practice deeply rewarding. Let's tackle exercise 1 together, where we determine if these traits are positive, negative, or perhaps both. So here are the correct answers. Cheerful, honest, tolerant, modest, and self-confident are strictly positive. Arrogant, dull, and mean are strictly negative. But look closely at ambitious and mad. They are both. Why is that? Well, as we learned, ambitious is generally positive, but extreme ambition can sometimes hurt others. And mad, as our earlier spotlight showed, can just mean out of control in a fun, life-enjoying way, not solely a negative one. Let's maintain our calm classroom atmosphere as we review exercises 2 and 3. Exercise 2 tests our spelling, which we all know can be quite tricky in English, and 3 asks us to match definitions directly to our new vocabulary. First, let's review the correct spellings for exercise 2. Honest begins with a silent H. Energy ends in GY. Responsible has an IBLE. Notice that aggressive actually has a double G and a double S, and patient is spelled with the T instead of a C. Please note that spelling mistakes in English are perfectly normal and simply a natural part of the learning process. You're doing just fine. Now let's walk crystal clearly through our matching in exercise 3. A boring person is dull. Someone likely to fight or argue is aggressive. Thinking you are better than others is arrogant. Always telling the truth is honest. The ability to laugh at things is a sense of humor. Feeling happy is cheerful. Being unhappy to give money or help is mean. And being able to accept ideas you don't agree with is tolerant. You're doing wonderfully. Let's move on to our final set of exercises. Exercise 4 asks for opposites and nouns, while exercise 5 asks us to complete sentences based on context. Carefully reviewing the answers for exercise 4, we can really see how the language breathes and changes. The opposite of honest is dishonest. Responsible becomes irresponsible. Lazy becomes hardworking. Generous becomes mean. Ambitious flips to unambitious. Self-confident turns to insecure. And for our nouns, honest becomes honesty. Tolerant becomes tolerance. Aggressive is aggression. Arrogant is arrogance. Generous is generosity. And patient becomes patience. Understanding these morphological changes will honestly make your English so much richer. I want to offer you my warmest praise right now. You've worked with incredible dedication during this deep dive, sitting quietly, focusing on words, absorbing their sounds and shapes. This is the true work of mastering a language. Be proud of your hard work today. As we bring this calm session to a close, I highly encourage you to review your notes this evening. Just let your eyes gently read over the traits we discussed today. Stay consistent. I warmly invite you to subscribe to Academic Haven so we can continue this peaceful journey together. But before you go, I want to leave you with this thought. Of all the character traits we discussed today, which one do you value most in a true friend, and why? Think about that. Join me next time for day 7 of your 30-day Oxford Challenge. Until then, stay curious and be well.